Today we will be learning how to translate words into symbols and equations. So a lot of the problems we will be given will be word problems and we will be asked to solve, and in order to solve them, we'll need to translate that word problem into an equation. So our first example is the following word problem. Dave has $102 more in his bank account than in his wallet. If Dave has a total of $150, how much does he have in his wallet? So the first thing we need to do is figure out our unknown, and that will be our variable. So from the question we can see that the amount in his wallet is the unknown. That's the term that we don't know. So we'll let our variable be the wallet. So let x represent the amount of money in Dave's wallet. So that's our first thing that we figure out from the problem. Now it will be helpful to set up a chart. So the chart will tell us what each variable is. So the first side of our chart is going to be the money in his wallet, and the second side of the chart is going to be the money in his bank account. So we already know that the amount of money in his wallet is x, because we let x represent the amount of money in his wallet. And now to find out what the amount of money in his bank is, we read our original problem. So if Dave has $102 more in his bank account than he has in his wallet, we can write the amount in his bank as 102 plus x. So again, $102 more, more meaning addition, than the amount in his wallet, which we know is x. If we look back at our original problem, there's still one more number we could possibly use. If Dave has a total of $150, so how can we write that in an equation? So why don't we add the amount in his wallet plus the amount in his bank to get our total? So the amount of money in wallet plus amount of money in his bank is going to give us the total. And now we just simply plug in what we know. So the amount of money in his wallet we know is x from our table. The amount of money in his bank we know is 102 plus x. And we know that the total is 150. Now it's as simple as finding x. So we want to bring all our variables onto the left side and all of our numbers onto the right side. So let's move this 102 onto the other side by subtracting 102 to both sides. So x plus 102 minus 102 plus x equals 150 minus 102. And we end up with canceling these out. So we just have x plus x equals 48. Now we can simplify this into 2x equals 48. And finally, we need to get rid of this 2 by dividing both sides by 2. I'll just write my final answer right here. So these cancel out, and we get x equals 24 as our final answer. Now we need to make sure that we actually answered the question. So the question says, how much does he have in his wallet? We solve for x, and we determined up here that x is the amount in his wallet. So we can write a therefore statement, which is always needed at the end of a problem. Therefore, Dave has $24 in his wallet. Our second example says Suzanne can eat twice as many pizza slices as Alec can, but Matt can eat 3 times as much pizza slices as Suzanne can. If all 3 of them can eat a total of 9 pizza slices, how much does each of them eat? So the first thing we need to figure out is what is going to be our variable. So as we know, there are 3 variables in this problem. We know that there's Suzanne, Alec, and Matt. But if we read the question carefully, we can see that all 3 of those people depend on Alec, because Suzanne can eat twice as many as Alec, and then Matt can eat 3 times as much as Suzanne, and we know that Suzanne depends on Alec. So essentially, everyone's amount depends on how much Alec can eat. Therefore, Alec is our variable. As a result, we want to let x be the number of pizza slices Alex can eat. I then set up my chart just like we did before, and we know that the number of slices Alex can eat is X. To figure out Suzanne's, we go back to the question. So Suzanne can eat twice as many pizza slices as Alex. So twice as many, multiplication. So twice as many as Alec, which is X. And then for the number of slices that Matt can eat, we go back to our problem. Matt can eat 3 times as much pizza as Suzanne. So 3 times what Suzanne can eat, and we know that Suzanne can eat 2x, so it actually is 3 times 2x, and then we'll simplify this using the distributive property. So we know that the number of slices Matt can eat is 6x. Now we need to use the last bit of the problem. So if all of them can eat a total of 9 pizza slices, how much does each of them eat? So let's set up our equation. So the number of slices from Alec plus the number of slices from Suzanne plus the number of slices from Matt equals total number of slices. And now we plug in everything we know. So we know that the number of slices Alec can eat is X. We know that the number of slices Suzanne can eat is 2X. And we know that the number of slices Matt can eat is 6X. And we know that the total number of slices from the question is 9. We now have an equation to solve. So let's combine our like terms. X plus 2X plus 6X is 9X equals 9. And now to get x by itself, we need to divide both sides by 9. These cancel out, and we're left with x equals 9 over 9, which is x equals 1. Now that we know x is 1, let's actually answer the question. So the question is asking, how much do each of them eat? So let's now plug in x equals 1 into our table. So we know that the number of slices Alec can eat is 1. We know that the number of slices Suzanne can eat is 2 times 1, which is 2. And the number of slices that Anne can eat is 6 times 1, which is 6. Therefore, Alec can eat 1 slice, Suzanne can eat 2 slices, and Matt can eat 6 slices. And we can check that by making sure it's a total of 9 slices. 6 plus 2 plus 1 is 9, therefore we are correct.